Well, I told you I'd keep it real, and this is about as real as it comes. I was all caught up with everything I needed to do in Alabama. And if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you know that William has no patience. He's got to be go, 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 go. So I fell asleep early, got up early this morning. I said, you know what? I must drive to Indiana. There'll be a load when I get there. There always has been. Well, as of right now, I don't have a load. It's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Could I had a load? Yes. Some shorter ones came up. I probably should have took one of them. This might be the learning lesson that I get, but I wanted to go out west. I know there's a gap right now of good weather out west. These next 4 or 5 days are going to be good weather. And I thought, you know what, let's go get a big load out there where I like to go. Plus there's some reloads out there. I thought, yes, this is what I want to make happen. But there hasn't been a load. There was a Washington load that popped up, but somebody got it before I did. And I really didn't want to go where it was going because it's still going up there where they're getting a lot of rain and that can turn into snow. I wanted to go to, the southern side of Oregon, Idaho, Utah, those areas right there. They pay over $3,000 and I know the roads are clear all the way through. So, but we're here, we're in Indiana and we're going to see what happens. We might be just sleeping in a truck tonight and making no money. But we are here. Maybe the perfect load will come up tomorrow morning or late this afternoon. It just kind of sucks because I'm sitting here now bored out of my mind. Then you're going to get tired. You know how that is. I'm ready to rock and roll. I understand that it's November. And like I told everybody, if you watch my videos back in September and October, I told you if you're going to get into this line of work, prepare yourself for the slower times of the year. I thought those were going to be the slower times. Not so much. But I've been in business my whole life, and I've always had shitty earnings in November and December because of Christmas and the holidays. So, I'm used to that. It doesn't affect us that much because I'm prepared for that. But we got a lot of new guys signing up for this and getting out there, and I want them to have a great experience. So, if you're getting ready to sign up for this and do this, you might want to wait till January or go and get your first load in, get all that done and go back home and do your other stuff that you got to do so that you're ready to rock and roll in January. Because if you put it off till January, then it's going to be February or March. You see what I'm saying here? So maybe this is the perfect time, but just don't have your expectations so high that, this is just the way it is. And we're also dealing with an election year. And supposedly the guy won that everybody said was going to change everything. So, we're hoping for that. But people just think an election's going to go off and he's just going to, make something happen when he doesn't even take office for 2 months. That's not going to happen, guys. So, but be prepared. You're always working now for, what's coming up. If you're always waiting for it to be better, you're always behind. You see what I'm saying? So you guys that want to get out there and if they'll let you take the class and get it done and be prepared and ready to rock and roll, then that's what you want to do. Just don't think you're going to come out here right now and get load after load after load like I did all summer. At least that's just my opinion right now. Told you I'd keep this real. This is the first time that I have been here waiting for a load, but it's also the first time that I drove here not having a load, okay? But the reason I do this stuff is so that I can actually show this in the videos of things not to do, things to do. Usually I just sit in Alabama. And when I get a load, I know I got to pick it up by noon or by 11 o'clock the next day. So I just jump in the truck and go. 9 hours later, I'm here. I can get the load picked up, go to sleep, start, and start the next day, So it works out for me. And that's what I've done in the past. But Robin's not with me, and Robin would have made me do that. So what does William do? William gets a set in a Walmart parking lot. Let me show you. That's what I'm doing. I'm in Goshen, sitting in the Walmart parking lot. Oh, well. So we'll be back if we get a load. If not, we'll be back tomorrow if we get a load. But we will keep this video going, and this is how we're going to start it out. And just like I say, you got to stay positive. It took 2.5 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours. But you know what? I got my load and I got to go to Idaho just like I planned on going. I mean, I got to thank the girls at Wave. I mean, they make the stuff happen. They really do. Today I was like, uh-oh, I might be going, I don't know, 100 miles down the road. I didn't want to do that. So like I said, just be positive with this job and it will work out, guys. I mean, The girls are in there doing the best they can to keep us all going. And you know what? They pulled it off for me. I even got a fifth wheel. I didn't even expect it. And I have not hauled this color yet. So is that pretty cool? So I'm gonna get some aerial footage of this one and get on the road because we're gonna make some money. Yes, we're gonna make some money in November. And look at that. We made it to our rest stop. This is the same one that me and Robin stop at all the time when we're heading out of Indiana. It's right here in Illinois. But it'll be the first time I've ever slept here. So I got lucky and there was a spot. Actually, there's quite a few spots still. And I know you're asking yourself, how do you fit in this thing, William? But actually, I'm pretty comfortable in this thing. I don't know, maybe it's just the mattress. I don't know, maybe because it's so wide. I don't know if there's lights. I got a light back here too that I can actually shut it off with a remote. So, I don't know. I mean, but this is home. I mean, you can kind of, let's see if I can give you, the best idea we can. I mean, when I need to stretch, I put my legs out in this corner like this. But most of the time I sleep more like this. So I do squeeze in here and this, can I explain that? If you see this, the indent in the window with my foot, hopefully you can see that. That gives you like another, 3 inches there and another 3 inches on this end. So by making this bed as high as I did, I was able to get as much as possible. And I mounted my heater over in this corner right here. So, it works. I mean, is your space tight? Yeah, it's a little tight. I mean, but am I comfortable? Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm really comfortable. Believe it or not, I've slept in this a few times now, and I've got 5 or 6 hours of sleep. So either I was so damn exhausted, it really didn't matter. But I tried sleeping on that air mattress when I was exhausted, and if I got 2 hours of sleep, I was doing good. So, and underneath this bed, I got my refrigerator, my freezer, my food, my 2 backpacks, everything I need, jackets, everything. So, and it's a lot easier to heat this little area than it is, being, 2 feet, 3 feet down on the ground. It's always colder on the ground. So I think when you lift it up like this and you have all that stuff underneath here, it's kind of like an insulation. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, but you know what? It works and it looks good and I'm happy with it. So hopefully you can see it in this video. I don't know if you can or not. I mean, if I come over here is where I got my headspace. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a truck. What do you expect, right? Well, here's way station number 2. First one was closed because of the time of the day. So a lot of times all you guys need is timing. Look at another one closed. Yep. So this is the last one in Illinois. It's closed. I've been through this one before. I think this one here, they just usually make me pass right on by. But another way to not have to stop for these way stations is learn them and then make your driving around their closures. I mean, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but 99% of the time, they are closed every time you go through there at those certain times. But every now and then they open one a little early or something like that just to catch some people. But I told you we'd talk about these things. So that's number 2. Well, it's day 2 of this adventure, and we're making good time. We're getting good fuel mileage. We're getting like 11.5 miles per gallon hauling this fifth wheel. The fifth wheels always do better on fuel mileage. Most of them ride pretty nice. This one's got a different kind of hitch system compared to what they had on the ones last year. They've changed it to a Kurt system. It looks kind of weird when you hook up to it, but it seems to be, hauling nice. I mean, um, what's my goal today? My goal today is to get as far as possible. I mean, I'm trying to do more of the speed limit. Usually I'll do like 62, 65, so I can get my fuel mileage with those travel trailers. But this thing's doing so good. I'm hitting 68 and 70. I'm gonna try to run 70 all day, just so that I can get this thing delivered tomorrow if possible. There's so many things that got to fall into play. I mean, that's why you got to really watch what you're doing on this. When you plan your leave time, you're like, well, if I just go 4 or 5 hours down the road, does it make the difference where I can get it that next day? Plus, what you don't realize, sometimes you get 2 hours back. So what I like to do is I like to leave and then you burn up that first hour. So when I go to bed, I get that first hour, then I go to bed and I get up at my normal time. Let's say I'm getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm driving all day, and then I get that next hour back, and it comes back down. But I still started at the same time. So, and I'm trying to time that because I know that this delivery's got to be delivered by 4:30, no later than 4:30. So by using that time and starting earlier and using the hours that I have on my logs, it makes it so I can get there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and get it delivered. But you can't have any breakdowns, you can't have any issues, you can't, waste a bunch of time at the fueling stations. You got to watch your brakes. You just can't waste any time. So that's what my plan is. I mean, if I can deliver it on Wednesday instead of Thursday, that's great. I can turn around and start getting back, or I can, maybe they'll have some reloads up there and I'll just hang it out up there and do some reloads. There was some there yesterday. Today, they were all gone. So, I mean, that tells me that there's guys out there that are doing them. There's nothing right now. So maybe tomorrow there'll be something. What's nice about that reload board is if they show up tomorrow, I can click on one of them, tell them I'm going to pick it up the next day, and I can already have that load already ready to go before I even get this one totally dropped off. So remember, you can do that too. That first part there, I was able to go through that way station that was closed. One thing I've learned about when you go west, you'll leave through Indiana. That one, there's like 2 of them right there, and sometimes one will be open or the other one will be open. Lately, I've been hitting them where they're both closed, so I'm not doing that. I got to Illinois and it was closed, and then I got to this one and it was closed. But I recorded it in the dark right before this just to show you where that one was at. But I think there's one that's usually open in Iowa that I'm in right now. And I think it's right on the other side of Des Moines, or right before Des Moines. It's somewhere in that area right there. And then that one's almost always open. And hopefully I can record going through that. Usually it'll have the arrow and you'll just go straight through it. And then there hasn't been anything open in Nebraska. So you just drive all the way across Nebraska, and then you'll get into Wyoming and you have to stop at the port of entry. So port of entry is where you're going to have to get your first permit. And you won't go over the scale. You just pull right in and you'll park, and there'll be a paper in your pamphlet for Wyoming. Anytime you're going to do one of these trips, if you're not doing it all the time, it's going to be your first time, go in there, make sure you have that paper, and make sure it's the right year, because they have to be renewed every year, and you can print one off. But the last time I did it, I did it a while back, and when I went in there, the guy said, you got like 2 days and your thing was expired, and the office got me a new one, and I printed it off. So I know mine's good right now, but that thing's only good, I think it's good for the year. So make sure you have that piece of paper. You're going to walk in there with that piece of paper. Take all your stuff just in case, but you're going to need that piece of paper, and you're going to need your vehicle registration. They used to just you could snap a picture of your license plate. Now they want to see the registration, and then you need $20. Now, they prefer cash. They will take check or credit card. No, they'll take debit card or credit card, but it takes longer. At least that's what they tell you. They tell you, well, we prefer cash, and if you do the credit card or debit card, it takes longer. You're going to be here longer. I don't know if that's just the excuse that they don't want to pay a percentage on it or not, but I always give them cash. So it's $20. They'll get you in and out of there real quick, unless there's a line out the door. I've had that happen before too. And then you go. Now, the last time I was here, it was closed. And then the next one is on 287, the opposite direction when you first come into the state. So you have to drive like 5 miles down the road to the other one that's before you get into Laramie on 287. But I wasn't getting out. I wasn't going that far out of my way, so I just drove all the way through. And so the one time I went through there, I did not have it. But I drove by, I snapped a picture of the place being closed. I was just going to play dumb and say, you know, I didn't know where that other one was. If you don't have it right there for me to go into, how am I supposed to know? You cannot buy it online. You have to stop at a port of entry. Now, I've hauled stuff back the other way and stopped at the port of entry on the opposite side and been able to purchase one there too, coming the other direction. So, but if you're driving down the road and an officer's in one of those moods that day, and he'll check your license plate, and if you're a license plate, if he pulls it up and you haven't bought a permit, they're going to pull you over and give you a fine. So that's how they know. I mean, it's that chance of, you know, I don't know what the odds of that is, but basically, you know, they just drive down the road looking for things wrong. They see you're not driving right, you're speeding. They're looking for all those things. If none of those come across and he doesn't run your tag, he's not going to know if you have that permit or not. So, because once you go through that scale, you're not going to hit another scale. Or I mean, a port of entry, you're just going to go through the port of entry and you're just going to go out. Now, I don't know if they have cameras throughout Interstate 80 and they read that stuff. It's possible. And if there's an officer in that area, I don't know how technical that gets, guys. I always just go through them no matter what. People will say, oh, I just blow right by the way stations and all that. Yeah, sooner or later that's going to catch up to you. I just go and get it over with, you know, and if you're doing everything legal and everything and you do go through and they pull you over and give you an inspection, the company gives you, I think it's $100 bonus is what I think. So you get an extra $100 if you do go through there. Personally, me, I don't want to get inspected. That $100 to me is a bigger pain in the butt than me getting my load delivered sooner and getting back to get another load. You see what I mean? I've met guys that are like, oh, I'll go that for the $100. I mean, if you're more productive, that $100 is a waste of time, in my opinion. But if you get busted, you know, and you pass, then the $100 is worth it. So, but that's then you're going to get into Idaho. Now, what'll happen? As you can see, Robin's not with me. She's in Colorado, but I already sent her my paperwork. So when she knows that I'm getting close, she will go ahead and buy that permit for me for Idaho online. You can buy that one online, and then she'll send it over to me, and it'll be on my phone. You just have to have it on you. I have printed it off and put it with my paperwork. Sometimes I get too busy, and I just have the picture on my phone. So, you know, I haven't got stopped to know if that's actually going to work or not, but I figured, you know, I can print it off. I have my printer. So those are the only 2 permits you're going to need to go to Idaho. And plus, when you go through the scales in Utah, I'm pretty sure that says right on there, you have to stop if you're 26,000 pounds or more. And I think it says the same thing in Idaho. So I'll go by those weigh stations and I'll put it on camera so you guys can see. So, I mean, a lot of times I'll take this trip and I'll stop at the one weigh station here in Iowa, and then I'll hit the one in Wyoming. And a lot of times I don't hit any more of that. I just go right on by them, and that's pretty much the trip. And then you just have to have those 2 permits to be legal, and just, you know, you put them on that sheet. You'll have that sheet which you put on your tolls and you put on your permits. You write that all on there and you add that all up, and you'll have to send them a picture of the electronic receipt that you will get when you buy the one in Idaho, plus the regular receipt that shows that it's purchased for those days. I think it's good for 5 days. You'll send them that pictures. You'll send them both those pictures. You'll send them a picture of the permit, and then you'll write that on your sheet, and you'll get reimbursed for it right when they pay you for the job. So it's not like it's costing you any money. It's just taking your money right now, and you get it back as soon as you get paid. So just wanted to throw that in the video. And now we're just going to keep trucking on the road. Hopefully that I can get to my spot tonight before it gets dark, because we're going to talk about Sister Wife. Why is your truck called Sister Wife? Well, just like Robin says, sometimes my hands are touching this more than they're touching her. And Robin watches all those shows. I mean, we're not polygamous people. And I have nothing against polygamists. You do whatever makes you happy. So just want to throw that out there. But that's not our lifestyle. But Robin got sucked into those shows a long, long time ago, and she watches them all the time because it amazes her how people can live. But we like to look at the way other people live. So it was just funny for me because I told her one day that I'm going to call it truck Sister Wife, because I don't think anybody else out there has ever called their truck Sister Wife. She said, why are you calling it Sister Wife? And I told her why, and she goes, Well, that makes a lot of sense. I said, well, you know, she's my other wife. I spend, you know, I caress her and wash her and rub her and touch her more than I touch Robin sometimes. So sister wife is what fits, guys. So I've had so many people that I've met over the last couple of years tell me that what they've named their vehicles. But I'm telling you, did I get a good one or not? Sister wife. I think I should put it on the windshield. Sister wife. I might just do that. Robin doesn't like that stuff, but I might just do that, you know. Heck, sometimes she's so busy she wouldn't even pay attention. We'd probably be a month down the road and she'd go, when the hell did you put that on there? A month ago. So, but let's get back to driving, because that's what you do in this job. You just drive. All right, let's show you what I got inside here, okay? Everybody asks me what this is all the time. This holds this camera that I'm filming on right now. What I love about this setup is this sets there, but I hit the button and I can do a video about me and, you know, talking on the video. Then I can hit it and it turns the other way and I can set it and I can do a video as I'm driving down the road. That's what's so awesome about this camera. I mean, this is my favorite camera. I have a whole review that I've done on this thing. So if you're interested in this camera, how you could just buy one camera and get by with it, you know, keep that in mind. So watch that other video. Now, this is a GPS that's designed for RVs, okay? You can put in your measurements and all that stuff. But what I like about this one is I usually use my Garmin and stuff like that, or I mean my Google Maps. But what happens is I like to take a lot of back roads. This thing will pop up and tell me if there's a weight restriction. It will pop up and tell me if there's a low bridge. So I mean, I'll always use that thing. I still use my Google Maps most of the time, but I do use that. Now, this camera right here was designed, you put on your back of your RV. I decided to use it. Look at how it's showing the trailer right there. Now, this truck has one, but with this bed cap on it, it's just, you can't get it to get a good view. So I put this up there. Plus, I can use this to look around at night too if I'm sleeping somewhere and there's somebody walking around the truck. But I just like, it's so much easier to hook up. I mean, I can back up to the truck and get it perfect every time. I just love it. I hit the button, the tailgate drops down, I just shoot right in there. So that's pretty awesome, you know. Everybody has the, you know, the easy pass. Oh yeah, of course. In case you guys never knew, Robin is a a model for motorcycles. Anybody that's followed the channel, you guys know that I buy motorcycles and fix them up and restore them and all that stuff. Well, when I would restore these bikes, I would make Robin get a bathing suit that matched whatever motorcycle I was restoring. So, I mean, and Robin's not with me right now, but actually Robin is with me. It's hard to believe that that woman is 48 years old, because Robin usually dresses like a librarian, but she's hot for the teacher type deal. So, she's probably going to be pissed that I showed you guys that. But you know what? She's earned that. So I'm always trying to get her to jump up on the hood. And I told her I'd throw on some, what is that, White Snake music. And I told her if she got up on that hood and do that, I bet you we could probably increase our subscribers by 3 times as much. And she says, that ain't going to happen. Hell no. I said, well, I tried, right, guys? I tried. So if you think Robin should jump up on the hood and do a video with White Snake, put it down in the comments and we'll get a rise out of her. So, I think it's funny. I mean, I like to have fun. That's just what we are. But let's, you know, the iPad, I love it. But you see, I'll use this map, or the one on here, just for the weather. My iPad's so much bigger, so, you know, I can just play my music, and it's just huge. This truck didn't have the big one up there, you know, and I don't need a new truck this iPad I like better because it has all my stuff on it, and I can take it in wherever I go. When we stay in hotels, I can take it on trips around the world, and it has everything I need right there. So the iPad setup is the best setup in my opinion. Google Maps, you can put it on Google Earth, and you can go and check out all the places. Like if you're going to pull into a hotel and you're not sure if it's got any room, I use that all the time. This is the 11-inch iPad Pro. I just love that thing. You know, it works great. But this is just how it is. But when you guys, let's go on the other side here, because I guarantee there's going to be another semi flying through here like an idiot. And because, you know, he's got to go 80 mile an hour through this place. I got crap everywhere right now. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So what I do on this bed back here, I got lights on, everything like that, is I'll flick the seat up like this. like that. And then I'll pull it all the way up. And this seat, I'll just leave it like this because it gives me more room and it makes it so my feet can come through here if I need to. Told you there'd be another trucker coming through here. Anymore, you got to get here so damn early if you want a spot, especially around here. And this daylight savings sucks, guys. And then this one here I'll flick, and then once I drop the bed, I will actually put this one right back so I can climb in and out real easy. I don't need that much room on that one. Let's get the camera out of here, out of the way. I was gonna have this stuff all staged and ready before this happened, guys, but you know how it is. But if you look at this right here, I mean, it's got the shocks and everything like that. You got my freezer, my refrigerator, my bags, everything's right here. But I mean, all you gotta do is come back here and you just grab the bed and it pops right into place, okay? And then you've got these things right here. So then I mean, move my pillows around, my blankets around. I got a light back here. This should give us some more light. Look at that. Okay. That pillows get stuffed over there. But I mean, look at how simple and easy that was. I mean, bedtime is ready. Then I'll usually come over here and pull my mirrors in so in case one of these guys decides to, you know, wipe me out basically. And then you need to have yourself a set of these things. I mean, these things are awesome. I mean, I know it's kind of hard with my hands and everything, but let's just give you an idea here what we're doing here. Everything's kind of frozen up, but see, those just go in there like that. Then I got the one for the windshield. I'll have to flip it around because it needs to be flipped the other way, because when I roll them up in the thing, you got to flip them the opposite way. So, but usually you don't have to. This is what happens when I don't have my camera girl, guys. You can see what a pain in the ass that was, but it is in there. And you can see how easy the bed is. I'll straighten the other one out and put the windshield one in, but it gives you the idea. And my microwave and everything, the microwave and the heater has a cord going through and it goes right into the back here, comes right down in here and it goes right, I don't know if you're gonna sing anything, but there's the generator and I can just pull it and start the generator. And as soon as I do that, it automatically sends the juice in there. And that thing will run for, you know, about a little bit over 6 hours. And you can't run the microwave and the heater on high at the same time, but if you have the heater on low, the microwave still works. So, but usually I don't have the heater on much. Tonight it's gonna be, the reason I stayed at this place is it's going to be a lot warmer here. If I went to the next place that I wanted to stay, it was going to be like 20 degrees colder. So probably I'll just climb in with the blankets tonight and I won't even need the heat at all. But I mean, you guys can see this. You push this back in here. This pillow I throw over here all the time so that I can just lay my feet up on there. But I mean, that's what you got. I mean, I gave you videos of me up in there. Usually I just set up in that corner right there and I lay my feet back like that. And a lot of times I roll over and I mean, but this thing is so comfy. I mean, you tell me what you think, guys. I mean, it works. I mean, doesn't it look huge when you look at it like that? It looks huge. All right, what do I got in the way here? Oh. There you go. But this is home. See, I just kind of slide my feet across here. I leave this seat like this, stack all my other stuff up on here, put the windshield thing up in there. I mean, and this is home for the night. This is what we got. We got 10 hours and 55 minutes or something. I don't know, just a little bit under 11 hours to go tomorrow. But I drove like 70 and I drove a little faster than normal because I want to get this thing delivered tomorrow. So my 10-hour reset, I think I can leave at 3 in the morning is what I think I can go now since I'm here so damn early. It looks like it's like 10 o'clock at night, but it's like maybe just 5 o'clock or, I mean, it's close to 5 o'clock when I pulled in here. But I think I can leave it like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll have to take a look at it again to make sure, but it's going to be closed. So somewhere around that time. So if everything plays out right, I should be able to have it delivered tomorrow. But this is what home looks like, guys. You're going to get into this lifestyle, this is what you're looking at. So, well, we made it to Wyoming, and the port of entry is a mile down the road here. It's coming up. So I don't know if it's open at 3 o'clock in the morning. I guess we're going to find out. See what it says. Sign's coming up. And it says port of entry is closed. Last time I came through here, it was closed for construction. So I'm curious if it's just closed because it's 3 in the morning. So guys, this is, you know, you can't get a permit when this happens. So, I mean, I still got to drive through here. I think there's another one up the road here by Laramie. But we're going to have to find out because, I don't know. Last time I came through here, I couldn't find a place. So I just drove through. You can't buy it online. So, but there's no construction this time. It's just closed because I'm here so early in the morning. But I have to be here this early if I want to get this thing delivered. Well, these are the type of things that you deal with doing this job. So sometimes you're not quite sure what you should do. But you know, I don't know why Wyoming doesn't let you just buy it online. I already have my one for Idaho already purchased. Robin did it yesterday. So they got to make it a little difficult here. But I figured I'd throw this in the video just to give you some reality of how this works sometimes. So if you really want to play it safe and you want that permit, make sure you're not coming through here till probably like 7 in the morning, 6 or 7 in the morning, I would say. I know I've been here at 7 and it was open before, so I'm sure it opens probably between 5 and 7. So, well, we made it to Cheyenne. We're on the, you know, cross. This is where the I-25 and I-80 cross is. Up here is where you're always going to find out if the road's closed. You can usually check the Wyoming app. But I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of times, like the weather app and these apps are not, they'll show everything fine, and then as soon as you get here, they'll just shut things down. I've been driving here for the last 2 days, or day and a half, whatever it is, and it showed no snow. But last night when I went to sleep, I woke up in the middle of the night, checked my phone, and it showed that it was snowing in this area. So, I mean, you never know. When you go to Wyoming, just prepare yourself. I mean, you can see, I think you can see it in the camera where the roads are a little wet, so some snow did come through here. I can see the white in the grass. But you never know. I have been, see where this semi sitting right here? I have been stuck right here behind hundreds of trucks before, trying to, you know, waiting for this to open up. You can see it coming up here. It is open, so we're good. But this is where they shut it down, and they have like 2 or 3 other ones across the state that they shut it down to. So, you know, these are the areas you want to pay attention. Otherwise, you could be stuck here for 3 days sometimes. I have sat right here by this gate and waited for it to open up because I was going snowmobiling. Yeah, crazy stuff that we used to do when I was back in that business. But I mean, it doesn't look like ice. The temperature says it's 35 degrees. So, you know, looks like there's been some people ahead of me on here. So I got a little bit of a dry path. But these are the things I want to throw in the videos. And the reason I'm doing this is I meet so many guys since I started doing this job that have been doing RV transport for years and have never went out west. So, well, on a good note, I'm glad that I'm up here so early in the morning where all the idiots haven't got out on the road yet, and I can just putt along. I'm in 4-wheel drive, so if I do start to slide a little bit, you can give it a little bit of gas and you can get the fronts to, you know, get you a little friction sometimes and straighten you back out. You know, you don't want to be up here, guys, if you don't have any experience driving on ice and snow. I did it for, you know, 25, 30 years hauling snowmobiles and taking people up here on guided tours. And I had so many people follow me. And this area that I'm going through right now, I've watched so many of them slide right off the road or have the trailer come around and wipe out their truck. So I've got a lot of experience in this area on this road, but I usually am doing it with my own stuff. This is not some place that I would want to be hauling somebody else's stuff. So this is not something you're going to see me do. I guess I just, yeah. I wish I'd have came through last night. Well, I wish the load would have got to me earlier so I could have left earlier. But this, you know, this is why if you're going to go out west in the wintertime, prepare yourself for this. And if you can't handle this type of stuff, then you do not want to go out west this time of the year. You can see I'm doing 39, the speed limit's 45. You know, I'm not too worried about the roads. I'm worried about the 55-mile-an-hour wind gust that can come across there. That's what can cause the problem. This stretch right here is the stretch where everybody is usually in the ditch. Yeah, I guarantee you there's been thousands and thousands of wrecks right here. I mean, when you hear about the 40-car pile up, this is where it's at. So, I mean, hopefully this video shows you what can, you know, happen if you go out west. I'm just glad I'm here this early in the morning, and I'm able to not have all the people. I mean, one person screws up on this stuff and it takes everybody out. So there's an advantage being here at this time of the morning. But I really did not think I was going to hit this. If I would have just came through last night, I would have missed this. But to not have that option without, you know, driving when you're out of time. When I was able to start driving again, then this stuff came through. So that's the bad part about being a commercial driver. I haul my own stuff all the time. I would have just drove through and missed all this. And we're on the last stretch of it, and this is the worst stretch. You can actually see the wind blowing the snow. And I've got all the truckers passing me now because I'm slowed way down. Because if that wind grabs me, I'm going to need everything I got to control this thing so that I don't end up over in that Snowbank Ditch over there. So hopefully the camera, you can see what's going on here. Yeah. Look at this. The worst area, guys. And that snow going across there on that road is making that slick. And that wind grabs this big camper and truck. That's why they don't want you up here. But in the past, once you've got this last 15 miles here, you get down into Laramie, and if it's really, really bad, you can stay in Laramie, and if you're lucky, on the other side of Laramie, it's not so bad, and you can just keep on going. So until I get to Laramie, I have no idea. They might have the road closed on the other side. I'm hoping that this is, you know, the tail end of it, and it's already missed that area or already came through, and I can keep going and get through Wyoming. Because you got 250 miles across Wyoming here to Rock Springs. This is what you deal with. It can take a 3-day trip and turn it into a 6-day trip easily. Once you get past this stretch, then you'll come to the little, basically you'll drive down into Laramie, so you'll go down a hill to get into there. Usually when you get to that hill, it's not that bad because you've got enough structure in the mountains and stuff to block the wind, so usually that's not that bad. This open area is the worst part. I've Got all kinds of lights on up here, so I have no idea what's going on up here. If somebody's in an accident, we got to get around them. So. And we got a semi coming up behind us too. Alrighty. And that's what happened to him, guys. The wind grabbed him and blew him right off the road. There's the reality of it. And this is why you should not be up here. Well, now we got to go down the mountain. You don't know how many times I hauled my fifth wheel on this exact road like this with my snowmobile trailer hooked behind it in these conditions, just so we could come up here into the snowy mountain range and spend the weekends snowmobiling. Yeah, I was in my 30s, 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Didn't think nothing of it. Anymore, this is not what I want to do. Well, at least I get to show you. And it's okay as long as we make it through it all right. But we going slow. See, if I wouldn't have ran out of time last night, I wanted to come to this rest area. There's a rest area right up here. I knew it would be a lot colder and I'd have to run my heater and stuff. But I knew I'd get past that mess because there was no snow here last night. So I could have been right up here and they just had to drive this down into Laramie. That's what I wanted to do, but I didn't have enough time left in my logbooks to make it, so I stayed where I was at. And then I was worried. I knew the roads were clear. I mean, you got to take advantage of it when you know it's clear. And see, here's the rest area right here. So this is where I wanted to stay last night. But that's the problem, if you don't get to leave when you want to leave, or that's the only part I hate about this commercial driving. I don't even, I don't know. Just focused on getting down to Laramie and seeing what I got. Because the way it's going, we might not be delivering until tomorrow. We might have to hang out here. I've checked the weather and it's nice in Rock Springs and all that way. It even showed it decent in Laramie. So I'm hoping that once we get down there, that the roads are clear and the winds have died down. The only advantage of being here right now is a lot of these big truckers have not got on the road yet. They're just starting to get on the road. Otherwise, I'd have been dealing with them across this whole thing. And, some of those guys, I don't know if they just think they can run 70 miles an hour and just fly by you. But they do. And, in my opinion, I don't know why they don't slow down. So. Next 5 miles. 5% grade. Isn't it weird how this pass does not say chain laws anywhere? It did not say that you needed chains. We have maybe over here it will, but it has not said that yet. Where almost all the other passes that I go through, I mean, before you even get to them, it's got a chain up area and they're telling you about chains and everything. But for some reason, This one doesn't have that. But we're going to go slow. We're going to set right behind this truck back here. Let all those other guys go flying by us. It's not about who can get to the bottom of the hill first. It's about who can get to the bottom of the hill the safest. And all the time. Because if you think you're that great and you keep pushing the envelope, sooner or later you will pay the price. It is not worth it, guys. Take your time. Stay off these roads if you can. Sometimes you're just like me and you get into it and you're going down the road and everything said it was okay, and then they flip on the switch after you're already in here. And in my opinion, you want to get through it, because I didn't have no idea if it was just going to get worse and be stuck up here for 3 days. So, but I would not have done that if I had a travel trailer. The travel trailer would have been blowing all over the place, and this fifth wheel was the perfect one for this job, because it's just this whole setup is holding really nice. So guess I was lucky that way. But guys, I'm sure I'm going to get tons of comments about this one. Tell me your experiences, what you think. What would you have done? Would you have pulled over right there and just waited it out on top of that nasty area? Or would you be doing what I'm doing, just trying to make it down here? And I was watching the weather app. I got like 5 or 6 of them, guys. I got tons of weather apps, and half of them were not showing anything. And when I come out of Cheyenne, the roads were a little wet, but there was no snow or nothing like that. So it looked like it was going to be okay. And when I got past the thing there, it was not closed or anything like that. So nothing was flashing restrictions or anything. But then as soon as I got to the next level up on there, where there's really no place to stay or turn around or do anything, all of a sudden then it starts talking about 55 and all that stuff. So by that time I'm already in the thick of it. And in the past, I would have just went around this guy. If this was my fifth wheel and all my stuff, and I don't have to worry about, being under commercial plate and all that stuff. If this was my stuff, I'd go around these two guys, because in my opinion, sometimes going too slow can just get you in trouble, and being around a lot of other vehicles. You don't have, you're always looking for a way around or a way out so you can get away from it if something happens up there. So me, I would rather be around nobody else. But not the case this time. I'm just gonna drive it slow. Got my fingers on the trailer brake down here. Kind of letting the truck just hold me back. Keeping me enough distance between me and him. I did not plan on having this on this video. Figured I was just gonna get there and do my delivery and show you guys I made it, and I just thought it would be the end of this deal. Like I said in the first part of this video, well, my plan is to deliver it on Wednesday, but you got to prepare yourself for the unexpected. One nice thing, once you get into this little canyon with the mountains on each side of you right here, you're not dealing with as much blowing wind and everything. So I am curious what it's going to be like when we get into Laramie.
I have driven through this area a lot with the 55 mile an hour wind gust. I have usually I've came through when it's 50 all the time, and they don't even have it shut down for lightweight vehicles and stuff. But once it hits that 55 mark, then all of a sudden they fly that up there. I don't know what the difference is. That extra 5 mile an hour wind makes that difference, because I've been through here where it's 50 mile an hour winds non-stop all the way across hauling stuff, and you're down to 35, 40 mile an hour getting 5 miles per gallon. And the wind coming across here right now, to me, it didn't feel like it was as bad as it's been when I came through here without restrictions. So I don't know, guys. You ask, why do you go out west then, William, if you got to deal with stuff like this? Well, because it's the better paying runs. I mean, it's just, if you don't deal with this, you fly out here in 3 days and you bill anywhere between $3,000 and $4,000. And then if you get a reload out there, you make another $1,000, and that reload gets you halfway back, and then you drive back to Indiana and you do it again. So you turn anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000, and if you get a reload, your fuel expenses getting back to Indiana are half as much, or you can just deduct them from that reload and don't have that at all, if you see what I mean. So you go out and work these loads out there that are paying $800-900, and by the time you hook them up and unhook them and get them delivered, and you get a store that takes forever to get you undelivered and get back and have to grab another one and turn and burn again, do you see what I'm saying there? To do 3 of those in that time frame, in the hassle, I'd rather just come out here and deliver it and drive straight back without a load, not dealing with any of those restrictions, and getting back and doing it all over again. So that's the reason I go out west, and that's the reason a lot of these drivers do that. Is some of these drivers just do an out west run and back once a week, and that's their living. I mean, they can do that. They drive out here, and if he's a CDL driver, some of those jobs this summer were paying like $4,500. So he drives straight out here, and then he'd spend $250 to drive right back. So he had $1,000 in expenses. He didn't stay in hotels. He, ate out of his refrigerator in his truck, and he gets back home, and he had $3,500 in his bank account. And then he takes a couple days off and re-energizes and does it again. And he does 4 loads a month like that, and there you got $14,000. And then take away $4,000 that you can put back for truck expenses, or to buy you a new truck down the road, and he put $10,000 in his bank account, and that's how he lives. You don't know how many guys that I met this summer that I talked to, that's what they do. That's all they do. They don't even look for a reload when they're out here, because they have a system, and they know how much they can make, they know how much fast they're going to get back, they know when they'll be home for the time for their family, and they just do that all the time. So I wanted to throw that in the video. When you wonder why people are doing this sometimes, that's what they do. Me, I'd rather come out and just do this for 2 or 3 weeks and make all my money, and then fly right on back to my life and go and travel and do what I want and come back and do it all over again. So, but if I had kids and a house and everything, I'd probably be doing the same system that they got. So, but I think William's talked long enough. We've made it down through the mountain here. We're coming into Laramie, so we'll let you know what happens after we get through here. Well, we're making it through Laramie. Road closer and 3/4 of a mile when flashing. So let's see what happens. Usually there's a big thing above you here telling you all the wind restrictions and everything that's going on right here. It's not lit up. That's a good sign. See what we got up here. So right now, guys, you can see that me getting through that bad part that I knew was the bad part that I have a lot of experience on, I probably can get through Wyoming now. Because sometimes you'll get through that part, it won't be bad, and then they'll shut it down here because
between here and Rock Springs is where it's bad. But look at, nothing is shut down. We made it through it. So let's see if we can get this thing delivered today.
Well, guys, this is our current situation. We're about 29 miles away from Rawlins, Wyoming, and there's a big major accident on black ice up here. So this whole trip has just been this way, on and on and on. So pretty much 10 miles out of Laramie, and the roads got bad again, and it's been that way the whole time. According to the weather, it should be nice in Rawlins, so all the way the rest of the way, but I have no idea. Been sitting here for over 20 minutes already. Originally, when we pulled up here, it said a 29-minute wait on Google, but who knows? One thing about this video is going to give you the full reality of RV transport, or pretty much any driving job in the wintertime. So a lot of people say that we sugarcoat all of our videos. Well, all of our videos in the beginning, that was the way it was, because we picked the loads, we picked the weather, we picked it when we wanted to do it, and it was the perfect time of the season. Now I'm doing these when I know it's not that great, and I'm still taking loads to go out west to show you what it's like, because I could have just took some gravy jobs and right back down to Alabama where I was at and made it real easy and made it look great again. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a video where we show what it's like. Maybe we can squeeze out west and miss the weather, even though they said we had a 4 or 5 day window gap right there. But that's, like I said, just because the weather said that doesn't mean something's not going to come through and change it like it did. This was not supposed to be here the day that I left. It started changing last night, and I wanted to go further, but I ran out of time, so I couldn't do that on my logbook, so I had to stay where I was. So I knew I was going to be fighting this, but I was able to start early enough. Thought I'd get ahead of most of this, or you know, this is what it is, guys. So if you don't like to drive and this type of stuff, then you don't want to come out west. Stay south and east and all that stuff this time of the year, or do like I'm going to do next year. I told Robin next year, we used to always travel the world in November and December, and I told her next year that's what we're going to do. We're going to put our European travels and stuff and things we want to do, we're going to do them in November and December again, so that I'm not out here on these roads. And then just do a few things in January if we don't have stuff going on, and then kick it back again. Start working February, March, and April like we did this year, because that worked out pretty good. We hit a few little snowstorms, but spring snow is a little different than this time of the year. This stuff gets that black ice and it gets pretty nasty. And going across Wyoming sucks as it is, even when the weather's nice, because you're dealing with 45, 50 mile an hour winds. So, as of right now, if we get out of here in the next half hour, I think we can still make our delivery, but who knows? We still got a long way to go, and just because these maps say everything's clear doesn't mean they are. So I guess we'll find out. But I was sitting here, so I figured I'd throw this in. Well, let's see if we can see anything, because it's coming up. Saw one of them back there. Here's one flipped over here. But there was like 5 tow trucks that came down here, so they must have hauled some other stuff out of here. But this guy, yeah, I'm sure he went for a wild ride. Yeah, that's no fun.
Well, originally I was going to show you guys me dropping this unit off, but I got there right when they were getting ready to, basically close. I just made it within about 20 minutes of my time frame, but it was already getting dark, so it wouldn't have been that great of footage anyways in the dark. So, but we got it unloaded, we got everything done, everybody was awesome. That unit hauled so nice. And this trip has been an experience. This trip has let me think about a lot of stuff. I've been talking to a lot of people about this whole RV transport and this life, totally how they mesh together now. And I get so many guys that email me, and the guys out there that if I haven't answered you back yet, it's not because I forgot you. I just haven't had time. I got way too many things going, and our YouTube channel with this RV transport is blowing up so much that I just am not prepared for it. Robin's trying to keep up with everything on her end, but some of the stuff I need to answer, and I just haven't. And the guys that have sent me their phone numbers and want me to call you, I will call you. I got so many things in this head right now trying to make happen. But we got it delivered like we said we would. We made it yesterday. I slept. I mean, I need to do a video about everything in this truck to show you guys everything that I got and put the Amazon links. I told Robin we get that done. And this bed has been so awesome. I mean, last night I slept like I was sleeping in a hotel. I mean, I'm just as comfortable as some of the hotels that you go to anymore, and I didn't spend any money. My expenses on this trip were so cheap. It's just, this has worked. I mean, you can make this lifestyle and you can make your truck just feel like it's a part of you. But the other thing I want to talk about is how our channel is coming together like no other channel out there. This is my opinion, and I want you guys to comment on this if you think the same thing. Now, are me and Robin the first couple to live in an RV full-time and do RV transport? Absolutely not. Are we the first channel to have YouTube videos about RV transport? Absolutely not. And we're not the first channel. There's thousands of channels out there that do full-time RV life that we're competing against, okay? But I can tell you right now, I believe that we are the first channel to take full-time RV life and RV transport, mesh it together in our whole lifestyle. I know there's other guys that have done it, but they haven't put it out on YouTube and put it out there every day like we are. I mean, over these next few months, we're going to show you guys how we live our full-time RV life, and we do our RV transport to pay for our fun and our adventures and everything we do, and how we still are there for all of our family across the United States on the important days when we need to be there. And what I want this channel to show you is you can do that too, and it can bring that whole concept and picture together is what I'm looking at, and how me and Robin can be excited and happy and have an awesome relationship doing all of this. I've met a lot of guys that they're going on the road all the time, driving truck, and their home life fails, okay? I think living the lifestyle we got can show you how it can all come together. That's what I'm hoping these videos do, and I hope that's what it brings to you guys, and I hope that's what you see on camera. Because I know that everything I watch out there on YouTube and everything, me and Robin got something different going on here. And I hope you guys see that, and I hope you subscribe to the channel and you follow through and you watch and see how this unfolds. Also, what I'm hoping that this channel does is it makes our full-time RV life show of the better side and not all the negative that all the other channels feed off from and try to, that's how they try to get people to watch so they can make money and build their channel. They build off that negative and all that other stuff that we don't want to do here, and we don't plan on ever doing it. If the channel doesn't get big, that's okay. We're happy with what we put out there, and that's what we're going to do on this channel. So the other thing that I'm hoping this channel does is that I'm hoping it takes a whole different look at RV transporters. And what I mean about that is I hear so many, actually I get people sending me emails all the time wanting me to deliver their RV for them. Now, we have a courier business and we could do something like that. I've even had Riverstone people reach out, and I told them I'd help them move their unit around and stuff like that, because that's what I want to do because of the RV, basically the Riverstone channel and all the stoner guys out there. We appreciate all those guys, and the ones that we've met have been awesome, and me and Robin love to help those people out too. But when I hear from everybody, they tell me how, the RV transporter guys, by the time their RV gets there, it's falling apart, and a lot of times those people are blaming the RV transporter guys, and sometimes it is their fault. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm driving down the road doing 62 mile an hour and I see these guys fly by me 80 mile an hour and that thing bouncing all over behind their truck. Well, what I want this channel to do is I want it to bring more of full-time RV life guys into this, because I think if this industry had more people like us, people that living this thing full time and know the downfalls of these units. And I think that us guys drive a little slower, watch the potholes, drive a little different, take a little better care, because we know how easy it is for them to break and fall apart. Is that going to fix the whole problem? No. I mean, you guys got to remember, you're taking a house and driving it down the road 70 mile an hour across this country with some of the worst roads out there. Things are going to break. But I think by bringing more of the guys like us into this business and how this can all come together, I think that it can make it better for everybody. I think it can make it better for the transporter companies. I think it can make it better for the manufacturers, for the stores. I mean, guys like me that are out here now, we are meeting all these people every day. We are talking to the stores. I really know a lot of what's going on out there. I'm not getting it all on camera right now because I got way too more than I can keep up with. But I think as a whole full-time RV Life channel and RV transport, I think as this channel gets better and you know, just grows into what it's going to become, because I have a feeling that this channel is taking this whole thing to a whole new level with the RV transport. I mean, there's so many guys out there. I mean, their channel is about RV life, and they go and stay in an RV park and they work in the store and stuff like that so they can support that life. There's channels out there that do that and they make that work. Well, we're doing the same thing, but we are full RV life. You see what I'm saying here? Me and Robin, except for when we travel, and that's why our channel is called the Riverstone Life RV and Travel channel, is because we travel too to other places. We just don't, it's not all in the United States. The world's a big world, guys. You want to see it all, okay? But I think that our channel, along with RV transport, brings that all together. I mean, because we're out here hauling the same stuff that we're living in and hauling our own across the country, and we're living that whole lifestyle. Plus, me and Robin go to the RV shows. We show you the all new things. Plus, we get to haul the new units around. So we've got a perspective of when we take it to the RV show and tell you about it. Then we can also tell you how it was when we hauled it. And we're already living this lifestyle. So I think if you come across our channel for the first time and you're thinking about getting into full-time RV life, or you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I think our channel can help you get to that level. And do we know it all? No. We just learn every day, just like you're going to learn. But I can help a lot of people with what I've learned in the last 2 years doing all of this stuff. And I think if you watch some of our first videos to the videos we're putting out now, I think you can see the improvement and the better and how we are turning this. Now, you got to understand, this is me and Robin doing this all by ourselves. I mean, she's trying to keep everything uploaded, taking care of, answering people, trying to find out the best knowledge she can. I'm out here trying to do the work, film the things. We film together. I'm trying to edit them and put them and keep this video coming out every week. Sometimes I put out 4 or 5 videos on 1 week and still out here make a living, and then still squeeze our whole family and everything in there and all the adventures and all that. So I think we do a great job. So, yes, I get people all the time that want more of this and more of that, and we are trying to get more of this and more of that. So, but if you look at our channel, do you see what I'm trying to build here? I'm trying to build this full-time RV life channel and have it come together with the RV transport and make it kind of its own lifestyle. That's what it is. This is going to be its own lifestyle, and I guarantee you that right now we are the leading channel doing this. A lot of them are popping up now, but I guarantee you that we're the first that are actually showing this all together the way we are doing it. We are the first. If I'm wrong, let me know. If there's other channels that I've missed out on there, throw them in the comments so that I can watch them, because I watch YouTube all the time. I like to keep up on what's going on. I like everybody that comments and tells me stuff that they think I could do better. I do try their things. A lot of times I go back to mine, but I'm not one of these guys that says, oh, what I'm doing is right. I like to look at everything and then come up with the best idea, just like I did with my bed, the way my truck is set up. A lot of guys think this is stupid, would not do this, but I'm telling you, last night I slept for 6.5 hours, and I feel really good today for a guy that's been running his ass off. So, but this video is way long enough with all the road footage and everything that I've done. So I'm going to end it here now. Leave us comments. Tell me what you think. Email everybody, just email me, theriverstonelife@gmail.com. I will get to your email. Send me your numbers. I will try to go. I text all these drivers are texting me every day. I mean, I have a big group of people that is building and getting bigger every day. I have a lot of guys that have went to Wave now, that are part of Wave, that have used my name. It's growing, and it's a lot of fun. And I love all the people that I'm meeting. So, just have a little patience, send it out there. I will respond, or Robin will respond. For all the guys out there that are already out here on the road that I'm talking to that I haven't been able to meet because I'm go, we will meet you guys. This will all come together. It's the holidays. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm trying to hammer these loads right now to see if you can still make money this time of the year, because that's one of the big questions out there. Got the holidays coming up. I want to end this year on a good note for somebody that worked this not a whole lot for a whole year and is breaking that 6-figure mark for build money for somebody that hasn't worked that much. Yeah, that's my goal, guys. You can tell I'm pumped, I'm wound, I'm not even on the caffeine yet. So, but I'm heading to Colorado. Gonna get to see Robin for a night or two before I head back to Indiana, and then I've got to get another load. I got to get back. We got a baby coming, or a grandson coming. I got another grandson that needs me to go to his school for he needed a parent or something that day, and the parents are going to be at the hospital having a baby. So grandpa's going to go and do it. So, I mean, this is how busy my life is. I mean, you can't imagine how many places I've been lately, and then still trying to get there and have that quality time too, and have those moments with those kids. So this is where we're going to end it. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you like me and Robin, subscribe to the channel, and you know how I end it. Always.